Howdy, howdy, and welcome back to Gale FFTCG. I am Serah, your host, and today we are looking at the Earth Rarity review for Opus 23. It just dropped yesterday. I am super duper excited for this set. You know the drill. I'm going to pick one card in the Earth element of each rarity and talk about why I think they're really good or really fun, and why I think you should keep an eye out for them when you are collecting the set. Without further ado, let's jump straight in with the legend, which is Ico. This is probably, I think this might be the first limit break. No, I did it limit breaks last set as well. But this card's great. It is the Earth Legend limit break. Last set, wind. Wait, what was it? Water, fire, and wind got their legends. This set, Earth, Ice, and Lightning got their legends. And to be honest, I find the other two underwhelming, but I really adore Ico. I think Ico is incredible, and you'll see why in a sec. So, 6 CP, 8k. Being a limit break is just insane. Is always going to be insane. Having a card that you can always play from your extra deck is kind of okay. It's not kind of okay. It's just pretty good. So even below average effects read even better. C3 CP Leo. But Ico has limit break 3. You can only cast Ico if you have a total of 9 or more summons in your break zone and or summons you own removed from the game. In all honesty, this is pretty easy to do. What's kind of cool to know is that this 2CP, condition, if you're in a summon heavy deck, that's fairly easy to do. But also, if you're running 2CP Cryo or whatever, you can remove your own summons, and it still counts those. So that's kind of cool. You can cast something, get its effect, maybe play 2CP Cryo, and then get another, use of that summon. So you're going to be seeing a lot of summons flying. I'm a big fan of summon tribal decks, as it were, that just use a lot of summons in their deck building. So I think this card is going to be great. Decks like Chaos Arc that were running around last set are really going to love this card. And I think maybe there's some room for some older archetypes to get a buff as well. When Ico enters the field, this is the actual important part. You can search for one summon and remove it from the game, and then you can cast it without paying the cost this turn. So it's interesting because it means Ico has her own ability, so maybe they kill your Ico. But it's still a card that can be removed. Obviously, if they Ami it, you don't get it. But if they somehow remove it post-ability, you are sitting pretty alright. Also, it is a summon that is not a or that isn't cost restricted, basically. So you could search for a 9 CP Arc. You could search for pretty much anything that's proactive. You could search for a 6 CP Leviathan and bounce a thing. This could be the finisher rather than some sort of reaction or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, I feel almost like I'm bumbling over how good this card actually is, but there are so many implications that it's definitely worth exploring. So try and get a hold of this as soon as you can. This card has a lot of implications for decks, especially control decks and that sort of thing. So, yeah. I love this card. I think it's great. Definitely be on the lookout. In our heroic slot is Emmett Selk. We did get a lot of Category 14 stuff here. I will try and do no spoilers here, but when Emmett Selk enters the field, 4 CP 8k is an okay rate for an Earth character. When Emmett Selk enters the field, you can search for an Earth character of cost 6 or more and add it to hand. When I first read this, I didn't realize that it was 6 or more. I was just like, cost 6? Huh. Still gets Angus. That's good. So, Earth has a lot of really cool cards. This can get Neo X Death, the board wipe monster one, which probably will see a lot of play this set because monsters will be so prevalent. At least that's my prediction anyway. Being able to search Angus is very strong. There's a lot of good cards in that particular field. Even 7CP Shantoto, very important for stemming aggro. I think this card is just very good and will see a lot of play this set. Just on the first ability alone, but it does have another one. When an Earth character of cost 6 or more enters your field, choose one forward opponent controls, and deal it 8k damage, and it only triggers once per turn. That's insane. I don't even think I need to tell you how good that is to even play an Ingus and then attempt to blow up one of your opponent's forwards, or play, really any 6 cost. I saw some people were talking about Aparuru from like Opus 3 or 4 coming down for like 1 CP and then killing a guy and getting back a character or something like that. Like, there's some very interesting implications that Emmett Selk gives to just kind of mono Earth big stuff decks, and I think that's great. It's nice to see mono Earth getting a little bit more of a kind of identity this set. There's also a couple cards that got released this set, such as a Regis. I'm not including them in this video, but there were some cards that this card also supports this set that are very, very fun as well. In our rare slot, we've got 3CP Golem. This card got spoiled, and all my competitive team went, oh my gosh, this card's amazing. 3CP, choose one forward, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card from among them to your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. If you added a forward to your hand, deal the chosen forward damage equal to the power of the added forward. So you reveal the top 3. This is basically a chocobo stapled onto a fight effect, and I'm kind of just here for that. If we're in mono Earth, obviously there's a lot of bigger costed things, or that even things like 6CP Ingus and some of the cards I mentioned earlier for Emmett Selk just go really well with this card. But that's not to say that it's the only place this belongs. If you are playing Chaos Arc, again, this being able to reveal the top 3 and you just adding a card from among them into hand is really strong. The fact that it adds just any card is really strong. It's effectively a selected draw, and also you can just punch something in the face, and that's really good. I love that. I think this card is fantastic. Get as many copies as you can, because I think it will see a lot of play. And last, but certainly not least, we got Reeg. When Reeg enters the field, you select a monster you control, put it into the break zone, and if you do, draw 2 cards. For a common, this is alright. 4CP 8k is kind of above average, or just fine. It's enough. The body's not important, though. Being able to get rid of a monster, there is a 1CP monster in this set that basically just on entry draw a card, and it doesn't do anything beyond that. It doesn't even activate, doesn't become a forward, nothing. But Reeg makes that basically draw 3 cards. It's really cool. I love this for commons only. This set really got a lot for that format, so I think it'll be a particularly interesting card to keep your eye on in those kind of spaces. But yeah, that is the end of the video. Let me know what cards you are excited for in the comments below, and let me know if there's anything here that you want me to expand upon. Yeah. Have a great day and a great rest of your week.